Hey fam, I want you to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/Roland S. Martin. And don't forget to turn on your notifications. On the CBS Morning Show, Gayle King had an interview for the second day with an accuser of Virginia Lieutenant Governor Justin Fairfax. This time, Meredith Watson, who says that Justin Fairfax raped her when they were students at Duke University. Here is a part of that interview.
I was not worried at all. I completely trusted him. We were hanging out, and everything was normal. And at one point, he left the room, and when he came back in the room, he sort of stood blocking the door. It was sort of imposing the way he walked in the room, and he shut the door, and it was sort of like simultaneous. I heard the door click and the light went off.
Click, like locking the door.
Mm-hmm.
And you think what?
Oh no, what's about to happen?
Mm-hmm. You became concerned?
Mm-hmm. He did things that you shouldn't do to someone without their permission. And I tried several times to get up and leave, and was pushed back down.
And what happened?
He forcibly sexually assaulted and raped me. I was not on the bed. Initially, there was a couch, and he pulled me over, and I tried several times to get up and was pushed back down, held down.
And you made it clear, this is not what I want.
It was very clear.
Because you know he is saying this night was consensual.
If you have to hold someone down, it's not consensual.
All right, folks, Justin Fairfax said that it was consensual. In a statement, he said that he had passed 2 polygraph tests that confirmed his version of the events. In addition to that, he also said this, quote, Henry, go to my iPad. My accusers have not filed criminal charges, and they have not sued me. Instead, we see escalating media appearances and stated desire for a political process that is unprecedented in Virginia and could not be designed to get at the truth. Such a process would instead be a media circus used for partisan and political purposes. He said, I have also called for a fair, full, and impartial investigation of the allegations and my denials. I am completely confident that such an investigation would exonerate me and clear my good name, which I have spent a lifetime building. Quickly, I want to go to my panel here, Niamh. I want to start with you first. Vanessa Tyson spoke yesterday, and she was asked by Gayle King, why won't you file a complaint in Boston? She said, well, as a political scientist, politicians, they're able to get away from things and keep them hidden with an investigation. But she says she'll testify at an impeachment hearing. Same thing here with Meredith Watson. Statute of limitations hasn't run out in North Carolina. She's saying, I want an impeachment hearing, but they won't file a criminal complaint. So I'm still sort of stuck on, if I want justice, why ignore the legal process, which has subpoena power? Virginia does not have any jurisdiction to compel somebody in North Carolina or Boston to testify who might have been there.
Well, I mean, I can't speak to what either Meredith Watson or Dr. Tyson feel internally and why they're making whatever choices they're making for them. But let's be clear, I think part of the investigatory process, at least from my understanding of what Dr. Tyson was saying, that if this is handled by the Suffolk County DA, I mean, and they investigate, and at this point, we are now multiple years past this event, 15 years past this event, and it ends up in a he said, she said, well, that still remains private. And I think the public hearing at least gives full voice to both accusers and Justin Fairfax, Governor Fairfax. So I think that was the concern.
But if there's an impeachment hearing, it's still going to be he said, she said.
Right, but I think the public gets to hear what everyone has to say. I mean, I don't know, right? This is my best guess of why one would forgo one process and attempt another process.
The issue for me, Cleo, again, is the Suffolk County DA, who's a black woman, has said, if Dr. Tyson files a complaint, I will immediately investigate. Her lawyer said in February they were going to meet with Suffolk County DA. To this date, they have not. Meredith Watson could file a legal complaint with the DA there in North Carolina. They have not. And so if you want to say what's partisan, it's an impeachment hearing versus a legal investigation that has real subpoena power, that could literally call people who were there in both places, call them, interview them, bring them before a grand jury. The Virginia legislature can't do any of that. Go ahead.
First of all, borrowing from what you said or being inspired by it, what people see on TV is edited. What they see on TV is not in real time, and it's what wasn't left on the floor. As someone who's been on television before and didn't recognize myself once I got to television, you cannot use TV as a form in order to inform the public. So I think that's important for people to understand that. Secondly, it's heart-wrenching, of course, when I see a woman or people who are disproportionately and statistically more abused sexually than other groups, women. My heart goes out and I get very concerned. But I'm with Roland on this in terms of this is not making any sense, because if they went into an impeachment hearing, as he just mentioned, they'd have to go into detail in that context as well. So it doesn't make any sense that they won't legalize this and put it in the context of law so people can find out what's going on.
And in fact, the only thing, so let's say there's an impeachment hearing. Let's say they go through, let's say he gets impeached, loses his job. That's it. If that was one of my sisters, I want his ass in jail.
But assuming he's going to jail because, say, he gets found not guilty, that's not an exoneration.
Oh, right. But at least for me,
there might be a consequence in losing the job. I mean, I don't know.
Right.
Right. That's a real immediate consequence, as opposed to going through this other channel, which might be more private. Right. I get what you're saying about.
So really, what you're saying is their strategy is actually, we want to fight this in a court of public opinion.
That's right.
As opposed
I don't know their strategy.
Well, no.
What
What I'm saying is, here's what it seems to me.
Doing.
What it seems to me is they want to fight it, Malik, in the court of public opinion, and not the legal arena. When the statute of limitations hasn't run out, typically, when the statute runs out, you fight it in the civil court or public opinion. I just think it's interesting they don't want to get the DAs involved. I don't understand that. Malik, go ahead.
I don't think it's that interesting. My comments here are the same as what I made about Christine Blasey Ford or any victim. They deserve to be heard. Whether or not they should be believed is a different story, because that's something that has to be proven. But what concerns me and what we're talking about in the Fairfax's accusers is that the tone of the discussion is very different than what it was with Christine Blasey Ford, because the Montgomery County Police actually said, they announced that if she filed charges against him in Montgomery County, that they would, pursue that. She didn't do it. What did she ask to do? She first sent a letter to her congressman, then went to the senator.
Got it. First of all,
but I'm saying,
hold on. But let's stay on this. But let's also remember, a lieutenant governor in Virginia and a Supreme Court nominee there for life. I get it.
When we're talking about victims and things like that, I got it. That's different at all. But the questions that are being asked of these, I would say, black women, aren't the questions that were asked of Christine Blasey Ford. I don't know if Maxine Waters is going to go and give a letter of we thinking about you to any of Fairfax's accusers like she did Christine Blasey Ford.
That has nothing to do with this case here.
But the reality is that she chose to do. As we're talking about doing something publicly. That's exactly what they're doing here. But the questions weren't asked about her.
But can you stay on this story?
But we can't.
I mean, can you stay on this story?
But what we're doing?
No, we're discussing this story.
Sure.
We're not discussing Kavanaugh and Blasey Ford.
But you've just created another standard.
No, actually, I didn't.
We're having a different discussion.
No. First of all, don't use we. Okay, take that bullshit to mainstream media. That was not the conversation we had on this show. Okay, and this whole issue.
Well, the conversation that we had on this show is that Kavanaugh was guilty.
No.
Said that she was guilty.
That's what some guests said, that he was guilty. I didn't render a decision as to whether or not he was guilty or not. I still don't think his trifling ass should have been on the Supreme Court, because first of all, they screwed Obama and Merrick Garland with the Gorsuch seat. That's another conversation. Go with your final comment before I go to a break.
So I think there's a way in which we are sort of fetishizing this legal process as a way of vindicating either Justin Fairfax or the victims. And I think I think this is a really hard case because everybody feels some skin in the game on both sides.
No,
right?
but it still is he said, she said.
It is
I mean,
still he said,
you
she
have
said.
other,
But I think there's a way in which this conversation about Black women, in particular Black women's abuse, it is particularly if the allegation is against a Black man, becomes a conversation where Black women should, I don't know, not say anything because Black men might be hurt.
No.
And that's what it sounds like, though.
No, my
And
position on this is very clear. Again, if that was my sister, if that was my aunt, if that was my niece, and that was my cousin, I'm not waiting, because first remember, here's also the difference. They have to wait for the legislature to decide on their own.
For sure.
We're going to have an impeachment hearing. One Republican came out and said we're going to have it, then he pulled it back.
Yep.
For sure.
There's nothing that indicates they're actually going to move forward. But if I file a legal complaint, boom, investigation starts. And what I'm saying is, what I don't understand is why you can't do both. I'm trying to understand why they refuse to file a legal complaint. It's very simple. You can file a legal complaint and still say, I'll testify in an impeachment hearing. I just find it.
They still file the complaint, though. They haven't refused. They just haven't done it yet.
Okay, but
So I think
if you say publicly in February we're going to meet with the Suffolk County DA, and we're in April, and there's been no meeting, and then
they still have time.
I think
they
it's
still have
unfair.
time. But I'm just saying.
It's unfair to assume there's some kind of bias regarding one or the other. It's because we believe that they should go to the law and have an investigation. I don't have no bias against the women or the man in this instance. I want there to be some kind of balance phenomena or interface that occurs where we can find out what's really going on. In public, the public sphere is not the right place.
But no. Here's the hold on, stop. We ain't talking about Kavanaugh.
Well, we have to talk.
No, we don't have to talk about Kavanaugh.
Yes,
we are talking about Fairfax,
It's the
Tyson,
same-
and Watson.
It's the same
No, it's
situation.
not. We
How
are
you
right
gonna say
here.
it's not the same situation?
Because it's not.
She was
Because the story
believed.
is
She was
Fairfax.
believed
The
because it
story
fit
is
everybody's
Fairfax,
political narrative.
Watson, and Tyson. That's the story.
Who's doing the same thing that Christine Blasey Ford
Well,
did?
guess what?
And she was supported by everyone.
You can talk to.
She
First
was
of all,
supported by
she was
everyone.
supported by everyone, but you can talk to yourself about Blasey Ford. I'm
Right,
going to a
because-
break. All right, folks, back to our Roland Martin Unfiltered video in just one moment. So you have plenty of pictures in your home, but you've never seen anything like this before. Introducing EasyTiles, the world's first photo tiles made of sleek and ultra lightweight glass. EasyTiles makes it super simple. You use their exclusive app for iPhone and Android to upload as many photos as you like. Then they print them on tempered glass. Your order arrives on your doorstep in just a few days. And that's when the real fun begins, because with EasyTiles, you transform your living space with a gallery wall that will amaze each and every guest. EasyTiles are even simple to hang, no hammer and no nails. Cleo could even do this. And because they're mounted on small risers, they appear to float on your wall. Folks, they're easy to order, easy to hang, and guaranteed for life. Now, you can save 30% on any size order, plus get free shipping on orders of 4 or more. Just download the free EasyTiles app at EasyTiles.com and turn your best memories into beautiful glass wall art. Plus, save big now with this special offer. That's EasyTiles.com, EasyTiles.com. Now back to your Roland Martin Unfiltered video.